Stop blaming your willpower. Seriously. Your 3 p.m. crash, your post-lunch brain fog, the way you can't stop thinking about something sweet an hour after eating, that's not weakness. That's your blood sugar. And today, I'm going to prove it. I'm a pharmacist with 9 years of experience, and I pulled 3 research papers to break this down for you. Let's go. Part 1. I don't have diabetes. Famous last words. Stanford University ran a fascinating experiment back in 2018. They recruited 57 healthy people. No diabetes, clean blood work, I'm totally fine kind of people. And they strapped a small device onto each person's arm. This device measured blood sugar every 5 minutes for 2 to 4 weeks straight. No special diet, no lab conditions, just normal life. Cooking, commuting, hitting the gym, watching Netflix. So what happened? The researchers looked at the data and went, wait, this can't be right. Because the people they'd classified as healthy, the ones with perfectly normal test results, were experiencing blood sugar spikes into pre-diabetic territory regularly, without knowing it. Now, why does that matter? Because when blood sugar spikes and crashes repeatedly, it causes inflammation in your blood vessels. It damages the lining of your arteries. It quietly raises your risk of cardiovascular disease, even if you don't have diabetes. And here's the problem with traditional blood sugar testing. Your doctor checks your fasting glucose once a year, maybe runs an A1C. But it's like trying to judge your entire driving record based on one single speed camera at 2 a.m. on a Sunday. You'll pass every time. The rest of the time, nobody's watching. So the researchers came up with a new concept. They called it a glucotype. Think of it like a blood sugar personality type. 3 categories. Type L, low variability. Your blood sugar stays pretty stable throughout the day. Type M, moderate. Some fluctuation, but manageable. Type S, severe. Your blood sugar is on a roller coaster. Big spikes, big crashes all day long. Now here's what shocked everyone. Nearly 1 in 4 of the healthy participants turned out to be type S without knowing it, with normal test results. What's your glucotype? But here's the thing. What I just told you isn't even the most surprising part.
Part 2. Same meal, completely different blood sugar response. The Stanford team took a subset of participants and fed them identical meals. 3 options, rotating through. Cornflakes and milk, peanut butter sandwich, a protein bar. Results? 60% of people who ate the cornflakes and milk had a severe blood sugar spike. The peanut butter sandwich? Much better response across the board. Why? Cornflakes are low in fiber and high in sugar. Blood sugar shoots up fast. The peanut butter sandwich has fat, protein, and fiber. It slows everything down. Think about it like a grilled chicken salad versus a bowl of white pasta. The salad isn't just healthier on paper, it's literally protecting your blood vessels. The fat and protein act as a buffer, slowing down how fast glucose hits your bloodstream. But here's where it gets really interesting. Same meal, same portion, same person sitting right next to another person. Completely different blood sugar responses. Person A eats the cornflakes, barely a blip. Person B eats the exact same bowl, blood sugar goes through the roof. What this tells us is that blanket dietary guidelines, eat this, avoid that, don't work the same way for everyone. You know that friend who eats whatever they want and never gains weight? Or the one who does everything right and still feels sluggish after every meal? That's not willpower. That's not metabolism being mysterious. That's individual blood sugar response, shaped by your gut microbiome, your genetics, your age, your body composition. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. And honestly, that's both the problem and the opportunity. If you want to keep getting breakdowns like this, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'll be here every week. Part 3. The post-lunch slump is not laziness. Now let's get into the third paper. This one came out in 2025 from researchers in Japan. The topic? The relationship between what you eat, your blood sugar, and your work productivity. Very real world, right? They combed through a decade of research and landed on this conclusion. Post-meal fatigue isn't just I ate too much. It's a physiological response to blood sugar swinging up and crashing down.
Here's how it works. You eat refined carbohydrates, white bread, pasta, a bag of chips, a muffin. Blood sugar shoots up. Your pancreas panics and pumps out insulin to bring it back down. But sometimes the correction overshoots. Blood sugar drops too fast. This is called reactive hypoglycemia. The official threshold is below 70 milligrams per deciliter. That's 3.9 millimoles per liter for those of you watching in the UK or Europe. But here's the thing, it's different for everyone. Even if your numbers look normal, your body can still feel the drop. Your brain senses it first, and your brain runs almost entirely on glucose. So when levels dip, it hits the alarm, emergency low power mode, shutting down non-essential functions. Cue the 3 p.m. crash, the heavy eyelids, the desperate need for a coffee or something sweet. And that craving isn't weakness. That's your brain doing exactly what it evolved to do, find energy fast. There's actually brain imaging research on this. When blood sugar is slightly low and you see food, especially high-calorie, high-sugar food, the reward centers of your brain light up more intensely. Meaning, being a little hungry makes junk food more appealing on a neurological level. So if you hit a mid-afternoon slump and suddenly the vending machine looks incredible, that's biology, not a character flaw. And it doesn't stop at energy levels. Research shows unstable blood sugar affects concentration, reaction time, and memory. One study found that people who had greater blood sugar variability in their younger years showed measurably lower cognitive function by middle age. Not diabetes, not pre-diabetes, just frequent blood sugar swings. And mood? Completely connected. One study found that people eating a high glycemic diet scored 38% higher on depressive symptom scales than those eating a low glycemic diet. I'm running on empty isn't just a figure of speech. It's a metabolic state. Part 4. So what can you actually do about it? All right, I know what you're thinking. This is great, but what do I actually do with this? Good news. The research has real, practical takeaways.
First, don't eat carbs alone. Plain pasta, a bagel by itself, a handful of crackers. These send blood sugar straight up with nothing to slow it down. But add protein and fat, the whole response changes. A burger with avocado and lettuce hits your blood sugar very differently than plain wet bread. Same calories, different metabolic impact. The fat and protein buffer the carbohydrate absorption. Second, timing matters more than you think. Research shows that eating the same meal in the morning versus the evening produces different blood sugar responses. Evening meals spike higher and stay elevated longer because your insulin sensitivity, how well your body handles glucose, follows your circadian rhythm. It's better in the morning. It degrades as the day goes on. This is why late-night eating is a problem even beyond the calorie math. Your body at 10 p.m. is just not equipped to handle a large carbohydrate load the same way it is at 8 a.m. Third, move after you eat. This one has solid evidence behind it. Even a 10 to 15-minute walk after a meal meaningfully lowers post-meal blood sugar. Your muscles use glucose for fuel. When you move, blood sugar gets burned off naturally instead of sitting in your bloodstream. One study even found that small movements, calf raises while seated, light walking in place, made a measurable difference. So if you're stuck at a desk after lunch, even a few minutes of movement helps more than you'd expect. Fourth, sleep is blood sugar management. Poor sleep and irregular bedtimes are directly linked to higher blood sugar spikes the next morning. Researchers found that people who slept poorly had worse glucose responses to breakfast the following day. The cycle is vicious. Bad sleep, blood sugar spikes, energy crashes, crave sugar, sleep worse, repeat. Breaking the cycle at the sleep end is just as valid as breaking it at the diet end. Closing. What's your blood sugar personality? Let's bring it back to where we started. Nearly 1 in 4 healthy people in the Stanford study turned out to be type S, severe blood sugar variability, without knowing it, with normal test results. 60% of participants spiked into pre-diabetic ranges after eating cornflakes and milk, people who thought they were perfectly healthy. Right now, across the US and Europe, people without diabetes are wearing continuous glucose monitors for 2 to 4 weeks just to understand how their own body responds to food, to find out what their glucotype actually is. Because knowing your blood sugar pattern changes how you eat, how you move, how you sleep. It personalizes your health in a way that generic guidelines simply can't. Here's today's summary. 1. Even with normal test results, your blood sugar may be spiking in ways your doctor has never seen. 2. The same meal triggers completely different blood sugar responses in different people. Your glucotype is personal. 3. The afternoon crash, the hunger that hits an hour after eating, the mood swings, that's blood sugar, not willpower. 4. Pair carbs with protein and fat, take a short walk after meals, and protect your sleep. 3 changes, real impact. Whether you caught this on your commute, during a workout, or lying in bed tonight, thanks for being here. This stuff genuinely matters, and more people need to hear it. I'm a pharmacist with 9 years of experience, and I'll see you in the next one.